Welcome back to the Office Marketing Podcast with Mike Swigert, the podcast all about sales tips, mindset, and value bombs. 5 questions to help make your day more productive and learn a thing or two. Here is your host, best-selling author, Mike Swigert.
Hey everybody, I am here with an absolute rock star in the design community. I've always been a fan of Jeniffer Crosby, and I'm so glad you took the time to talk to us today, Jeniffer. Jeniffer is the CEO and president of the Crosby Design Group. She is she's surrounded by an insanely talented team. She loves her team, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. So Jeniffer, thank you for coming on and talk to us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well,
I love getting to hang out.
Well, we're gonna have fun because you've had a really awesome journey. And tell us, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your journey on how you ended up here today?
21 years ago, right? Like telling my age, I know I look like I'm 29, but I'm really 50.
Yeah, exactly. We're just a couple 20 somethings hanging out. Yeah.
So a long time ago, obviously, I graduated from Art Institute of Atlanta for interior design and quickly realized that I love the business side of it. So I formed my company years ago, chasing after more residential builders, and then moved into high-rise tower design, multifamily, commercial, the whole kind of gamut to retail. And now we have 2 studios located in Atlanta, one in Midtown, it's our commercial studio, and our residential studio is in Roswell, downtown Roswell, as well as I started a furniture procurement company about 5 years ago. And we do great business, that we play hard and we work hard.
So Jeniffer, I know that it hasn't always been sunshine and roses. So
Right.
Talk to us about, like, what was it like? I think a lot of people listening, if they're over the age of 25, they remember what happened in 07, 08, and 09.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about that regrowth of Jeniffer Crosby.
Well, my initial company was Design Classique back in the day. And so I had to reinvent myself. I have an in vitro baby who is now 10, and Jake was 3 years of in vitro and trying to have this precious miracle as well as keep business going. And then all of a sudden everything fell out. So I was literally 9 months pregnant with Jake and had to start again. And we lost our house, my car, my office building. I mean, down to literally $7 to my name. Like, it was humbling. But I'm very scrappy, and I was determined that I wanted to figure out a way to make this work and start again. So I rented a hotel room out in Virginia Highlands. Literally, I was like a hooker going down to work. When David, my husband, wasn't able to watch Jake, I was taking this brand new baby in a baby carrier to a hotel room and working as I would during the day. I literally go through my phone book, start to finish. Everybody I knew, I'd call and hit up. And what can I do? I can take out the trash. I could do anything. What I got to do? And I rolled. Thankfully, David is very cool, and he's like, "Do what you got to do." And so I basically cashed in our 401k and rolled the dice to go after deals that I could have some capital to do, and was able to start the company back. So it's kind of crazy, but now I don't have fear like I did before. Now I'm like, let's go. It's a different kind of level of just, when you lost everything and get it taste back, it's sweeter this time.
What is that? I mean, Jeniffer, what is that gene that just makes you just reach down and just dig deep and dig that out? Where'd you learn that?
My dad had some of that for sure. He was a Air Force pilot, captain in the Air Force. But I grew up, being very loved by my parents, but they always said I had to have an education before I could, go get married and do all that. But it didn't drive me that hard. So I know it came with some maturity, because I was all about playing hard, through college, and didn't take it as seriously as I should have. But I was very good at selling myself. And so somehow I got a taste of money and a taste of how that just drug felt when you could get a deal. And then as soon as I get the deal, I'm like, whoo, what's the next deal? And I was constantly like chasing it, to the point that, I'm so driven now. You think after 21 years, I'd be like, woo, whatever. But I get so jacked up. Like if I go to Las Vegas, I win $5. You think I want a car, because I'm like, wow.
I love that. I love
It's
that.
that same kind of rush that I get. I can't help it.
That's so powerful. I read a great book one time, and it basically said, there were these 4 main types of personalities in the history of it went all the way like Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal and Homo sapien. It kind of took us all the way through. And they said, there's always been 4 types of people, right? And there's just real quick, there's been nurturers, communicators, leaders, and hunters, right? And obviously you're a hunter, right?
Yeah.
But they said that in the history of the world, that the reason there's been success is the friction between the 4.
Yeah.
But they said if there was only just hunters, there would just be a giant pile of woolly mammoths dying and rotting in the field while the human while they died, right?
Yeah.
But it's amazing how I personally believe in God. How God made us, or if you believe in higher being or whatever it is. But as God made us, it's great because hunters, we live in the future. We live 6 months in advance. Our job is to know where the herd is going.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. Like you're literally.
And I'm a nurturer too. So it's a weird balance because, I've been certainly known to overlove, which can get me in trouble some. However, I think that if it's authentic and it's something that you're not forcing and you love who you're around, then it kind of works as a leader.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's like
100%. No, you can have others. I mean, that's pretty like, what was Elon Musk? He was sort of there was, when you have these certain combinations with Jeff Bezos or Jennifer Crosby. I mean, when I think Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Jennifer Crosby, are you with me? Like, are you kind of thinking the same way?
I'm right there. No.
Okay, good.
This episode of the Office Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Fusion Advisory. We help commercial contractors generate leads online profitably. Check us out at fusion-advisory.com.
Good.
I want to play with the big boys. That's always my deal.
Hey, that's great. Well, it takes that passion and that, I don't know if it's DNA or just inspiration, whatever it is. So talk to us then. Why don't you share with us something that maybe someone doesn't know about Jennifer Crosby?
Well, let's see. I love to wake up in the morning at 4:00. On a perfect day, I'd wake up early and everything's quiet, put a little background music on, and I start my day and I start running through all the things I need to do for being a mom and a wife and business. And it just gets me, sets my tone for everything. And then watching the sun come up, I feel like I'm ahead of it. And David, when we first started dating, 18 years ago, whatever, he was big in triathlons, and we would go watch him do his race and he would be finished before most people woke up. And I always thought that was so sexy. It's like, that is so hot that you have that just get up and go to do that. And so that's kind of triggered in my head over the course of time. I get a lot done then too. So that's my
That's
thing.
awesome.
My dogs are barking.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That it adds to the there's been a delivery guy trying to
Crosby house is a little crazy.
It happens. It's exactly where we are. So talk to me then. It probably carries over a lot into mindset. Like, what does Jennifer do to keep that mindset going? Like, what do we do to keep it positive?
Well, when I'm in the Operation Slim Down mode or Slim the Hell Up mode, then it's working out with a personal trainer. So 3 days a week, I go do that early in the morning. So if I don't do it early, then I'll be drinking wine at night and I won't do it. So I have to get it done in the morning. So I go work out, and my daughter's just started going with me now too. She's 24. And so she's now my new executive assistant.
Okay. Nice.
She's a little badass that keeps me in line. So I like that. But I mean, that keeps me centered, and then I feel good, and it makes me make better choices through the day. And then I live at Lake Lanier. I don't know if I told you that before you knew that, but I live way up. So I need a helicopter. So I'm working hard to get a helicopter. That's my goal.
I love it.
Yeah, but I live up to the lake. So we, walking and just seeing the water is just immediately sets me into a good spot.
Yeah. It's good feng shui, having that movement in your space. We have a water feature in our backyard, and there's so much power to be found in just, I'm a big feng shui guy. I feel it. I walk into a room, and if
all your sensory modes get engaged, and it's
absolutely. If there's angles pointed at me, I can't sit in a restaurant if there's an angle pointed at me. I just can't. I get the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, ugh.
Like, this doesn't feel right. My food doesn't taste as good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go into share a book that you like, Jennifer.
Running with the Giants, I think, is one that I find that relates to part of what I have a passion for, is trying to be the best leader, but back about being, faith-based. I find a lot of inspiration and courage that I have such strong beliefs, and that I, always pray for opportunity and the right people to be surrounding me. And that book has, I think, given that some to me.
That's great. That's a really good one. So coming out of that book, what's a piece of advice that you would like to share with anybody that's listening? Like, what's one you'd like to give? I know you're an amazing mentor to your team. What's a piece of advice that you like to share?
One that's a new one that's kind of come to fruition for me is that step out of your comfort zone. And it's kind of like it's not my tagline, if you will, but it's kind of in my, it feels like it's kind of in my bones right now. But step out of your comfort zone so you start living is kind of in my head right now. And I heard it the other day, and I don't even know where I heard it. Just something stepped in my subconscious and it just resonated. But that is so easy to get comfortable. And, I've been doing this for a lot of years. So obviously I feel like, I know enough that I can answer questions on the spot and feel comfortable to answer a good, fair share of them. But it's nice to push yourself and keep testing it. And I challenge all the girls, and, I have some guys that work with me, but mostly are very strong, independent young ladies that are so talented. But I push them hard to really go after it. And if you think you are good, go stronger, and push that envelope, because our clients are going to expect that one, but we're only going to be relevant if we make a difference. So
love it. I think I know why your clients love you. I know why they love you. That's it, Jennifer.
Well, I also like to drink beer, so that could be part of it.
so
I am fun.
Comfort zone with a cold beer in hand. That sounds perfect. All right. That sounds really good. Hey, Jennifer, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do it?
Right now, our website is under construction. We're about to refresh it and kind of relaunch Crosby Design Group with our current projects. So if you could hold out a couple weeks on that, that's going to roll out. It'll be crosbydesigngroup.com. However, now I think a great way to get in touch with us would be through my LinkedIn page, either Jeniffer Crosby or Crosby Design Group. And you can see a lot of our latest and greatest posts that I'm sharing, as well as Instagram.
Well, I tell you, if you're listening, Jeniffer Crosby, Jennifer, Crosby, Crosby. Jennifer, you're an insane talent. I want to do like a follow-up 6 months from now, because I just feel like you're perpetually learning, you're perpetually improving, you're perpetually improving the team around you. You really are. You're an absolute gift to the industry. Thank you for being here.
Mike, you're awesome. Well, I feel like I've known you forever because of Rick. So it feels good to see you again. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You're great. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, bye. See you.
Thanks for listening to the Office Marketing Podcast. Be sure to join the conversation on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the episode, head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.